Alright. This is the Solstice theme from, who composed this? Tim Fallon. A well-known, like, retro games composer who was, known for doing really impressive stuff on early hardware. Since this is, like, by far some of the best music on the NES. But alright, that's enough of that. We're here for video game, and by God, you'll get it. Today I'm doing graphics and whatnot. Let's see, so I'm thinking, what do I want? Well, not this. Basically, I'm starting to think about, like, what would I want to do for a store page? So let's go to... What am I going to? I guess let's just start the game. Wait, I guess we gotta go to the actual world and then start it from there. Because I'm thinking my big concerns with the game right now are... Well, admittedly, the graphics are, like, kind of not high on the list of concerns. So I should probably think about or assess the situation. Let's see. Now we're listening to the Magic Pen Gel soundtrack. But okay. Where are we? Hill entry. Will we die? Will we die instantly? No, we won't. Okay, nice. Did take a little bit for everything to, like, come together, but that's fine. Okay, my main concerns are... 1, the navigation does not work very well. 2, I think the narrative and the presentation of the quests is not very interesting. And if that's going to be, like, a serious part of the game, I need to think about that. And so, actually, that would be a good place to start if I want to do graphics, is the cutscene system and, like, character animation. Because, like, the environment, yeah, it's not going to be this, but, like, that's kind of a given. Like, basically with this place, it's good enough in terms of actual overall structure. The question is basically just, like, replacing these little prefab buildings with nicer prefab buildings. And I already have, like, the tech for that. And so it'd just be a matter of look at reference, make the thing. Let's see, hang on. This music is too epic for my brain. Actually, hang on. No, my volume's correct here. So let's lower it slightly for both of us. The soundtrack to this game really tempts me to play it. It's super, super, like, the game itself had Studio Ghibli, I think, collaborating on the art, and I feel like you can hear that same vibe in the soundtrack of, like, very filmic, very, like, that era of film. You know, the live orchestra and things. But okay. I think let's do that. Let's think about my priorities for this. I don't have my to-do list out. Recent, this. And I have so many tabs open. What are all these? Oh, I remember why I had this open. I was like, what was I, like, browsing things? Okay, I'm gonna start making, written vlogs, or written devlogs, to complement the videos, because there's so much stuff that I'm doing, and I want to prioritize doing it, that I don't have time to, like, edit a bunch of videos. Okay, what else do I have? We'll close that one. Okay. But yeah, so stay tuned for links to this, because it's not done yet. But okay, so what was here? Oh yeah, I basically... So how exactly do I want this to work? Basically, I fixed some feedback on this. I'll do this one as well, but also let's, like, reassess. So, demo assessment. So, main concern. Story is boring. Too complicated. Or, like, quests are boring. Too complicated and vague. No sauce. No direction. So basically what I'm thinking is basically like, it's hard to tell who is important and things like that. Let's see. There's another song that's too epic for me. So I gotta lower the volume yet again. Ever so slightly. But yeah, so like it's hard to tell that this guy's important, and then it's like, why, what is the significance of coming into here to like talk to these guys? I think there's just a lot of missing gaps, and I think what I need to do is start playtesting the quest, or playtest this area. This area, refer to good adventure games. So I'm probably going to do the same thing that I did with the Portal playthrough, where I like play through a game or part of a game and just write down things that I find of like, how does it convey information to me? It gets especially complicated though, since most adventure games are not open world. The closest I can think of is Deponia, which just has a rather large starting area, and it took me like a year to actually go through the game. Why are you like this? So it's two guys in one position with the same coat but different patterns. This says a lot about us as a people. But okay, that is my main concern. No sauce, as in, like, no visual interest. So, like, that's, like, character animation. Actually, let's say no presentation. So, like, that, and then, like, camera position. Lighting. Sound design. Music. And then also, like, little, so like no emotional interest. So what I'm thinking is characters do not form a meaningful connection to the player. So how do we like make the player care about characters? Keep it short. Remember. So something I've been doing with the dialogue is making sure that everything is structured as like a short main line and then optional branches for as much, like anything that is not absolutely vital context for the player should be a branch that they choose to explore. So that way they don't feel like they're getting somebody's life story and like just skipping through it. Instead, they have to ask about it, and then they realize it's a lot more dialogue than they expected, and then they skip through it. But then you see, they feel like a kinship with the character. Like they've deliberately chosen to ask a question and been rewarded with an answer, and then skipped through it. And so that will hopefully make the player care more. Because we have to basically expose information to the player slowly. And I think also, main concern, quests are boring. Second concern, not enough of the main story in the demo. So I think should show it. Make sure sleeping and dreams make sense. Basically, the main premise of the game is still that, like, you're gathering information to learn about your mom, but neither of these quests actually integrate with that main story. They're, like, completely independent, like, side quests. And so I think what I need to do is make sure the intro is more contextual. Excuse me. Make sure the intro, like, provides context for the narrative. And then also, when the player goes to sleep... Oh. And this will cause a bug, because basically... Typically, when you sit down, you're supposed to be sleepy. But yeah, this dream area. So if we talk here, your voice echoes through the darkness, or darkened air. You sit. That's a strange way to phrase that. The thing in front of you, it's barely human. Then all this... Oh, what? That's not correct at all. Oh, hang on. Is it because there's some sort of demo stat that... Isn't that... what is causing this? And mouse don't work? Cool, I like that. So what the fuck is this? Why is this not working? Debug console or player.tscn. I think I broke it with the mouse, or when I was fiddling with the mouse stuff to make the... So this debug console should do pass, I think. Then that might work. No. So, who watches The Watchmen here? As in, I have no fucking idea what any of this means. No, this is mouse filter. So, the control will receive mouse input events through GUI input if clicked on, and the control will receive mouse entered and mouse exited. These events are automatically marked as handled, and they will not propagate further to other controls. So, I don't understand if that means that I should set it, because does it mean the children of it? Because this is the default. Is it because the UI itself does something with the mouse now? So does this need to do a pass? And then this would work here? No. Is it because this is visible? It needs to not be visible. Who's... Whatever. I can't deal with this. Just put it as a bug. This isn't even... This is completely beside the point. Mum's dream dialogue is the end of the demo. Cannot use the mouse in debug console. I guess other thing, insane bugs. So let's say... Wait, where the hell did my... Oh, did I put it in here? This is where I need it. This was not playtest feedback. But okay, second concern. So, like, make sure this actually works. Yeah, so make sure that works. Insane bugs. So, like, Third concern. Insanely buggy. Speaking of insanely buggy, this thing... Oh my fucking god. My fucking... I can't save. Is it because... What did I delete? What did I delete? Okay, it was because I deleted this, I think? I don't understand, but okay. We got it fixed. I just have to undo and redo until it fixes itself. My other concern is that the dialogue and gameplay are still really split. Which I guess, is this a bad thing? Maybe it's a good thing that it's like two separate worlds that don't mix. So basically just like provide more guidance and motivation. Complicated. And also, there's not enough stuff to do in here. Okay, so this gives me basically, I think, an entire month's worth of stuff just here. I think I want to start with... This stuff in here, of like, if the player just like... Oh yeah, we have to do like, global.get player.fade in. Yeah, so that's bugged. Glad I tested that. So let's start a new game and make sure that that's not the case, because I think it might have just been like a save bug because I was playing the demo. And so it marked the game as like in the demo state. Which was also why I like spawned in the center of the world there. So if I did like actually, what do I do? Let's do sleepy. And then save. And then if we talk to this again, so we should have the darkened air stuff. The distorted figure appears again. Okay. Now it works. Okay, so that was not a bug with the game. That was just a bug with, like... I should double check. I'll make sure that that is not... Let's do... Make sure playing the demo does not break your main save. I think I'll do that by having a major version bump, so that way it will not keep them both. Actually, what I should do is change the game to... change the playtest to have a different save file name. Or, like, just a different, like, project name entirely. Oh, that's gonna be such a fucking headache, though. Because, like, right now, the demo and the playtests all just have all of the game files. And really what I'd want to do is, like, not have that, both to make the file smaller and to prevent people, like, I don't know, going through the files and spoiling themselves on literally everything in the game up to this point. But it's also just so much work, and it's not really that useful. Because, I mean, the game is a 90 megabyte download, so it's like... It's not that big for a game that's like 3D open world stuff. Admittedly, not that much open world yet, but... Okay, so I think my big thing is I want the player to know that there is a reason that they're here. The problem is, the main story stuff that's in this area is not in the game. Because I cut that quest. It was one of the 3 quests that was going to be in here, and I cut it for time. So I guess what I could do is just have a character where you just talk to them and they're like, hey, you should just ask around, I guess. You know, where Jackie just says, like, hey, I want to, like, advance the plot of the video game by learning more about my mother, because that's what the video game that this is a demo for is about, so how do I do that? And then the character's like, well, have you tried participating in the video game by talking to characters and doing fun little optional challenges? And then Jackie's like, wow, that makes so much sense. This is a great video game. And then she looks directly at you and says, did you hear that? Did you hear that, you fucking idiot? I think that'd be good. Okay, let's start with that then. So, provide more guidance and motivation. So, I think this is... It might also be useful to, like... So... What am I listening to? This is another thing that's too intense for me. My poor boomer brain. I put breakcore in my mix, and then I'm like, what is this breaking thing? It's like the core of this is breaking, and I don't like it. But okay, provide more guidance and motivation. What is the guidance and motivation? So like, the player should just talk to people. The people should direct them to interesting places. Those interesting places should have content. So, there's 3 landmarks the player can get to in this area. Oh wait, hang on. We need to go to World. Thank you, Godot, for taking fucking forever. Okay, I'm gonna make the shader preload the main scene again. So that way I can just do F5 and I don't have to load this every single time, because it'll take like 45 seconds for it to load. So yeah, the main landmarks are that, that, and that. And so, like, we come up to here. So we should have this be more accessible, or, like, more interesting for the player to jump up to. And then they come to here, and they're like, you notice a woman in a strange wide-brimmed hat. Did Razia get taller? I don't like how tall she is. Because I know she did get taller at one point because of the height change thing. But I thought she was, like, made shorter. Body mesh. Oh, yeah. She has her own outfit. So her size, I guess she's about there. You seem to be... Yeah, let's leave her be for now. We got important things to consider, like, is Razia too tall? Because I want her to be basically the same, like, size as Jackie. She's still a bit better. She's not, like, a full head taller than us now. But okay, we have that. Use a note. Oh, thank you for that. Good luck to you. So we can go there. I guess that's reasonably obvious. And then the question will be, like, how do we figure out other things? Because, like, for starters, there's nothing in the farm at all. There's no content here. Nothing to do, nobody to talk to, except for Razia. So let's say... locations. The farm. Or, like... So, like, people. To talk to. Things to do. Directions to the monument. And the main city. And then when you're in the main city... And then the lab, I think, will be the last location that I really care about. Oh, we should also have... I guess if I make this a thing, I should have also... what else should I have? Probably stuff, like, up there. Like, that could be fun. Because this whole thing is meant to be, like, a place for the player to hang out and enjoy. I think the rails should be a main location. Crab Hill. And I'm using outskirts for the other side of the city. So, like, all the way over on that side. Past the rail station. And so, I'm thinking primarily... The things that I have that I can do are collectibles, games... Let's say that. So no stalls. Actually, let's put this under not enough stuff to do, and then, like, activities. Because we have races, conversations, jump game. Don't I have other mini games? Did I make other mini games? Oh, we have the arena. And I still have the curling stone. I never did anything with that. Okay, do I want an arena in here? I think no. I think the arena will be somewhere else. Well, I mean... The thing is... This might be a person's only impression of the game. So I might as well just put everything I have in here as false advertising of, like, look at this tiny portion of the game, and the rest of the game will have so much more content because it's so much bigger. And it's like, no, this is like everything that I've ever made, crammed into the smallest possible space, with a 6-kilometer empty field around it. Nah, I'll keep it then. I won't do the arena in here. Are these? Oh, I see. I have Crab Hill, and then we have Crab Hill West as a separate thing here, so that way it's like, okay, we're in Crab Hill West. And we should eventually have a separate thing for Crab Hill Farms, which actually, now that I'm saying that, I forgot. I have the power to, like, solve problems while I'm talking about them. Yeah, let's keep it like that. We just need this to be, like, bigger, like this, probably, and then... I guess this has to be a higher priority? I'll say that. Actually, I won't say that. We'll put that back to 1, this back to 2. This will be Crab Hill Farms. And so that way, everything that is not Crab Hill West will be Crab Hill Farms, and Crab Hill will be larger, hopefully. Let's do more this way. Yeah, that seems to about encompass the place. And then I have never even been up here in the game. In my playing of the game, I have not been up here. I don't even know if the player can get up here. So I should probably see that, so if that's like a thing that I should reward the player for. Because like, oh yeah, and I need to fix the necropolis. Let's put that as like, so that's our other location. The necropolis. But yeah, the visual fix will be just making it so that it's hidden until you, like, walk inside of it. Which will also improve performance in this area. Oh yeah, I can just walk up here. Well, at least this far. I think once we get here, though, there's a bit of a feasibility issue. Because you could walk all the way down there, walk all the way up. Where could you go, actually? Let's fast forward this. Presumably, if a player is going to be like, I'm going to walk like 5 kilometers this way for no benefit to myself. See, I mean, they can do it if they get, like, a shitload of speed. Or they just know the scoot command. Okay, and up here, you can see the lovely Z fighting. Beautiful. So then it'll be a question of, like, what do I want to do for the low-res versions of things out here? I'll think on that. Not too important right now. Yeah, this area is just kind of too big to do anything with. So then we got this gigantic area up here, which I think I'm going to use for a cell phone tower. I think that makes sense. Yeah, let's put that as, like, up the mountain. So, like, a cell phone tower. A cell tower. I don't know, something cool. But okay, I also have to think, how much time do I want to allot to myself for things out here? Oh yeah, we also need more stuff in the Citadel, like the context of this place. Like, because it's still extremely Spartan in its decoration. So conversations can direct the player to the quests, tell future quests, help the main story, provide world building, be entertaining. Not really the purpose of a to-do list to list those out, but those are like the things that I'm thinking of like, you know, it either points you to a quest that exists in this area, points you to a quest that exists beyond the bounds of the demo, does other things. I'm not sure exactly. Oh yeah, like actually gives you information that you could use to help find your mom, or is just a strange or interesting conversation that either like builds the world, builds Jackie as a character, builds the other person as a character, or is just some sort of funny thing that I thought of. And then the railway just needs to be something. So let's start with like people in all these places. So we don't need like specific things here. We're just gonna delete these. So this is gonna be all of these. Activities. Yeah, I think they'll have unique things, but like... Oh yeah, and activities can be races, conversations, collectibles. And let's just say games. And we'll put these both under this. So like bugs, upgrades, coats, other things. Okay, so I'm thinking of like a consistent idea. Or like a template. I can say like, does it have enough people in the area? Like the necropolis is almost enough people, but I think I want a few more in like the black market area. And then it's like, does it have enough activities? I think it could have more optional things, especially after you've played through the necropolis. Because I was talking about how it'd be interesting if once you shut down the area, then there's like a unique... Or there's unique paths you can get to now that it's like unlocked. And I think I'll do... Oh. That doesn't have a thing. A material. So I'm thinking and pondering. Maybe there are a few people in here, actually. Or like in the ruins proper. And then there's also this whole section that the player can get up into. So there also needs to be environment. I'll put that in here as well. Basically to mean like environmental design and like storytelling and interest. So we can kind of just go through these one by one and boost them up in all aspects. more games? So this is kind of separate from the quests, now that I think about it. Let's say that's going to be just extra down here. Or like, I guess it's fine. No sauce, no direction. So like, I mean, that's kind of just the same thing as this stuff. Which I already do. I think the real killer is the fact that there is no character animation system. There is no camera system. There is no lighting system. There is no cinema. And we need cinema. Because we're not making a book game. We're making a movie game. We're making a visual novel. Not a like a fucking sensory deprivation novel. Like, look at this. Look at this damn conversation here. First problem, Jackie's too close to him. This is really not correct, I'll say. Second, her legs are twitching like crazy and weird, and it's bad. It's upsetting. Also, I can't like consistently click and drag, which is weird. There's like a little invisible thing. I don't know where it is. But yeah, I can't... Oh, I see. It's down here. Because the box is weird. So if we go to Dialogue, UI, I'll fix that right now. This thing. Which thing? I guess this one? No. I don't know which thing is causing the problems here. But yeah. Basically too wide down here. So we have no min size. I don't get it. Oh well. I mean, the point of the camera is that it should be like in the place where it's appropriate. Okay. Let's start with that. Our objective now is... Actually, let's put this just in April. And then probably just this in here. And then, let's put this in the Necropolis area. I kind of want to just put... Like, do we need this? I think I already did this. I'll figure that out. There's a lot of stuff that I already did. Honestly, this is kind of my second concern. Okay, so let's say dialogue cutscene system. So basically, I want several different things. PCs should look at the player. Player should look at relevant NPC. NPC movement. Camera positioning. Lighting. So yeah, NPC should look at the player. Player should look at relevant NPC. I think we can start with those, and then, like, animations. So, like, what do I need for the demo? So I'll just make whatever animations I need for the demo, and then hope that those are also, like, a good foundation to build the rest of the house on. But okay. And I think that goes above camera positioning and lighting, because I still like the idea of the game being, like, a seamless experience where, like, you walk up to a guy, and then you press B, and, like, you know, you just, like, go into the game. And so the most that I'd want is, like, a gentle, like, rotation to keep the characters in frame. And then if there's something that's necessary, like, the camera will rotate, and then it'll exit. And so it should, like, use the rotation from the camera itself, unless the player is, like, consciously moving the camera. You know what I mean? Basically, there's, like, an automatic rotation to get to the correct point, and then the player can override it with the right stick, which is true of a lot of games. So motion animations, so this will be, like, body and face. Face scripting. Previewing. Okay, so let's start with NPCs should look at the player. So we have eye tracking, head tracking, body tracking. And we already have eye tracking if we go to I think if we go to mum. I'm trying to figure out who. Don't we have, like, track? Yeah, okay. Set process look target. So this is mum hologram. So we should have the we should have this tracking. Look track, anim tree, state machine, walk, blend position 0. Maybe track. So should this be in the dynamic character? I think it should be, because I think this, yes, this should be where this is. So let's do that by just doing armature node track. Take your time, Godot. Okay. Let's call it eye track. Target spatial. So do we want this to have this? So the identifier look target isn't declared in the current scope. Then let's get it. Let's get these. And we should probably have exports node path for I node equals get node I node. This will be a node path. And then we can see here, track null return. Okay, we don't need this then. We only need this. Oh, I see. We have look track and process here. Okay, good. And So that means... process. So if not visible in tree or not instance valid look eyes, if I material look track. And you know what, let's call this like update look. Look radii and look center. Ooh, this is going to be tricky to figure out how to do these. Because this has to be... I think this has to be bespoke for each, like, eye set. Don't we have... We have eye material. Oh. Wait, who is armature? Oh, I see. Okay, so I think now this should work as long as I remembered to track here. So let's go to the proof of concept. Because I think now this actually means... Wait, this doesn't mean anything. Oh yeah, I also made a nice little preview image. So I think this diverse cast of characters can be destroyed now. They have done what I needed them to do. What is Tiny Game? Oh, I remember what Tiny Game was. I'm not doing anything with that anymore, so let's just get rid of that. How much am I... I'm not really doing anything in here anymore. But okay, I want Mum. I want an NPC that I can talk to. I know what to do, actually. Let's just go to npc.tscn. And then we can do, like, if outfit, track node, whatever. So, like, start dialogue. For now, let's just do, like, track, like, I track player. And this will be, like... track null. Or, yeah, let's just do function I track. If, dot has... Is body mesh the correct thing? No, it's body. Body has node, or has method, I track. I track B. And here we're just going to do global get player. Okay, so what this should do is it should hopefully just work. So let's go to the proof of concept. And I'm going to move my thing a little bit. Ah. Crucial failure. Wait, whose was that? So... Oh, I bet you this doesn't have an animation tree. Oh, wait, no, actually it does. Okay, so this one has an animation tree. So let's see, what is the parameter that I'm actually changing here as well? Actually, I don't think it should be doing anything with the armature, like, I don't think it should be doing anything with this, actually. This should just be in there. Because then we don't need to do anything to the tree. We're just playing with the material. And yeah, these guys don't have it. Who has dynamic character? So you. So your eyes will probably go horribly wrong unless the game freezes and crashes. Good. So game froze and crash. But why? Oh. Well, that was easy. Now it can break for other reasons. And also, I'd love the ability for characters to walk and talk still, but I'll... So, invalid set index param, walk machine blend. Let's remove that for now, then. So that's basically... If the character's walking, there's a blend that I was doing for Jackie's mom to, like, walk and talk, or walk and look at you. Eyes equals global affine inverse. Okay. I should probably, like, figure out what I'm not... Okay. I see. Skeleton head attach eyes. So if we have a base NPC, so this would be NPC base. Both male and female. Oh, I see. We don't need these. Close all tabs. We need the core underlying thing. Oh, we have head attach here, actually. I mean, it's not quite in the right place, but... Oh, wait, no, it is in the right place. Hang on. Thank you, Godot, for... There we go. So that's basically in the correct place. And even though the head shapes change, the eyebrows stay in the same place relative to it, so I don't have to worry about that. And that means eyes should be get node, eye node. And so if we go here, eye node should be skeleton slash head attach slash eyes. Oh, it should be armature. Wait. Oh, it should be. Maybe it should be armature.get. Let's do... I guess I can just do that. I don't care. Let's just do that. So that way, this and this, don't know why it chose to do that. Hopefully it didn't do it here as well. Like for this guy. Yeah, okay. So now it's a thing. So now if we go back to this thing, let's test again. Back into it. Hey, look at that. She's sort of locked in place. Oh, then she needs to go back forward. Also, you know what? I gotta fix the mangled hand at some point, but what I'm gonna do instead is, let's just have the characters, like, reset their eyes. So, when they do eye track null... Set process look target, if not look target. Where do we set the eye position? So we have a direction. So angle equals direction dot angle 2 global transform basis z. 0.7 times pi. Is that correct? I think that should be like the I thing. Oh wait, no, we have that here actually. I'm not sure exactly the relationship between these things, but what I'm going to do is get I shader. So set I shader param iris offset to whatever it was when we started. So let's just call it starting iris, or like eyes starting offset. Or like eyes normal offset. Razia. Because I'm trying to remember how exactly all this works. I think it's in... It'd be in here. Oh, why did this... Thank you, Godot. Okay, var eyes normal offset equals vector 2, 0, 0 for now. I guess it'd actually just be look center. And then I need to figure out how to do the look radii. Variable angle is declared but never used in the block. Then we don't need it. Oh, that makes sense. Okay, so the angle is specifically for the animation tree. So that's a... So is this direction then used anywhere? I don't think it is. Okay, that makes sense. So this is all its own thing. That's like our body tracking. Okay, so now if we go to Razia, the thing that I want is for the starting offset to be from the eye material. So we just get the shader param of the eye material by default. And that should do that. I think it should be in whenever we set the eye material. Oh wait, but this means that if we fiddle with when we do the reset, how do I want to do this? Var look distance. What is this? What is all this nonsense? Invalid call non-existent shader function on base nil. If not, and I material. So yeah, let's do eye material. No, I think I know what to do. If I material, look distance, look center equals I material. Look distance equals And this should actually be get shader. Iris offset. Material.get shader param look distance. And then basically we set these. Look center, distance, and the distance and center will eventually be set. But okay, that should mean that it should reset the player, or it should reset their eyes, which will not be quite what I want in the future. What I want is for more of a distance-based thing. But that is a start, at the very least. But okay, now that we have that, I want to fix that absolutely fucking manked hand. I don't know. Something about the materials or scripting. For eye tracking. How did I do 500 changes? I don't care. So that is basically the most basic thing. Okay, and give me my Windows got wise to my tricks. It no longer shows the things that I want, and it's way slower to do it. There we go. Thank you, Windows. Took you a few tries, but you got there eventually. I can trick Windows into doing what I want. But okay, let's go to Brazia. Areas, and so characters, female. I guess let's start with base fem. I think they work correctly now. So if we did like a walk loop. And then if I remove that from here. Okay. And the textures are fine. The only thing that is objectionable is the fact that this is not like... The main issue is the fact that it's not symmetrical, which drives me up the wall. So let's just grab this. Because I think this hand is better than the other one. Are they even... What the fuck did it do here? So this should be the same. Oh, I see. Copy this. Put it there. Okay. And now actually put it at the correct, like, thing. So what is 25? What is 32 to this? So this is 7 up from that. So we need to go to 8. And we need to paste this. And that means we remove that. Excuse me. And then here we just get this one. And it goes to like, what, 12? Yeah. Okay, so now at least the walk cycle is symmetrical. It's not particularly good, but it is symmetrical. So that's like one minor thing. Let's also double check the run loop. Because didn't I swore I fixed these though. We don't need like a crazy wait, what is this actually? I guess this is acceptable, except for I just don't like how weird it looks. And also, I think what I'd like is for the arms to come down first. So it's like pushing off the ground. What do I actually want here? I think what I'd want is for the arms to quickly come up. Like this. And then like this. And then they come up. And then this actually goes down. So what am I thinking, actually? I don't think this is what I want. Maybe I want it to go... Maybe I want it to start down? And yeah, that'd probably make more sense than like this. I'm just gonna do that. Make my life easier. Because I don't think they ever use this jump animation at all. Whatever, good enough. Also, I hope someday they make the exporting animations faster, because there's like 7, and it takes that long to save it. And it's almost entirely the animation. Okay, and here. So, I think this is the one that I fixed, actually. I guess let's double check. So, if I go copy this. Yeah. So it's the same, so that's presumably because it is the same. And then 70. Whom is this? Not particularly good animation, but I don't use... Likewise, like with the other one, I don't use this anywhere, except for... I used to use it in the medium. Also, I think you could hear me scratching my ears into the microphone. Apologies for that. Whoops, wrong button. I was going to scratch my head. I'm thinking I should... Wait, why is there like... Okay, there we go. There's like dead silence in the album. Okay, let's also check idle. So like, is the idle... Eventually, I should just make the animations not so short. Like, this one should be, like, 200 frames, I'd say. But I don't want to bother right now, because then it'd change, like, the walk cycle. Well, no, it wouldn't, actually. I won't do that right now. Basically, hand stuff, fixed. And that's good enough for me. Because now we just go down the list. So Razia, I know her hand is broken. Wrong thing. So this should have nothing attached to it. So why is she looks fine here. So why is she broken in game? Is it just because I didn't save the model after I updated it, so the weights were based on wrong things? I guess I can check. Okay, her hand is unmangled. And I think basically the only NPCs we have right now are... So we're gonna unattach. Okay. And this seems to be the same case where if we go to, for example, TS wife, she's one wearing it. Yeah, okay. So now it seems to be correct. Proof of concept. So we could have like TS wife here. Just to make sure that she works. And so that should be the hands unmangled. Alright, look at that. Perfectly unmangled hands. Oh, but the tree now... Oh wait, no, the tree is purple because it has the wrong ambient occlusion. I keep forgetting. They're looking in the wrong direction. That's the main thing, actually, that I'm noticing now. Because if I did this... What do I want here, actually? I'm going to do dynamic character. Let's do box dot... box.accessor. What if we did property? I material. Shader param. Oh wait, hang on. I keep forgetting my style. Shader param slash... I think it's shader params slash iris offset. How would this work? Okay. So we have our iris offset being set. And then that begs the question, why looking down instead of looking up? It's kind of rude. My eyes are up here, lady. Is it? Hang on. Where is Jackie's eyes? So if we go to base mesh, it might be the player script. Take your time, Godot. Let's first say git add dot git command m fixed manked hands. And I don't think... some fixes for the levels. And then... Okay. So let's go to the player. Eyes. Okay, eye contact is base mesh armature skeleton head eye contact. Oh, do we not do that anywhere? If we track the player... Oh, I see. Hang on. I think eye track get player dot eyes. Okay, I think this is the issue. We're looking at Jackie's feet, not her boobs. That makes complete sense, actually. Okay, and now the main thing is to make sure that that doesn't happen. So we can see the eyes are just in the wrong position. So let's check with her, for example. Oh. Oh, I see. It doesn't bother if she's too far away. Wait, I have a time gun here for some reason? But yeah, okay. So I think the thing that we need is to figure out this issue of like the eyes. So like what number do I need here? So delta times 6. So what is this p value? It's vector 2 relative position origin x divided by this. Is that correct? Let's approximate. Let's do some math here. And how this tends to go is I write a bunch of stuff, and then I have no idea how to solve it on stream, but then I figure it out like 10 minutes after I end the stream. So this will be at least good to state the problem. The fun part is nobody tells you that all math that you use in programming is just like story problems. Which is, you know, what everybody hates, but okay. For the sake of simplicity, let's imagine a head as a rectangle and the eyes as like a square within that rectangle. And we'll think of the 2D case where the eyes are just a line. And so basically we are saying we have some object. So we have various things. We have a position here and a direction. Then we have a position here and we have a direction. And so we need to figure out what is a good position for the eyes such that if we drew a line from like, I guess from here to here, yeah, this is the actual position we're interested in. Like some hypothetical eye center into there. So if we consider these independently. So what I want to, I guess we just have to limit it to like, you know, eyeball can't go that far because it's not, you know, because it's bounded by this. So we have various constraints. So I think the first thing we should do is we should just clamp the value. So like position equals clamp x min max. Do we have a clamp here? Oh, we already do that, kind of. We do that with the look radii. And that basically takes the eyes and it makes an ellipse out of them. And so I'm curious, so if we go to Razia, what do I want to do exactly? I'm trying to figure out how I want to, like... Oh, I guess I can just tune it in real time. So if we go to here again. Let's go to, like... So the look radii, maybe 0.5 here. What if we did, like, 0.1? Does this even do anything? I think because this is a variable, it's not going to do that right now. I'm going to make a cool scene. Eye track test. And what we're going to have is we're going to have Razia and probably another person. Three feet apart because they're not gay. Mesh. Instance. This will be like 0.2, 0.2, 0.4 or whatever. So we need to figure out a nice camera position so that the... Actually, let's do like 0.1, 0.2. Because basically, I want this to like move around such that we can figure out how to tune NPCs properly. So yeah, let's have a slider. Let's have a grid. Label. Slider. Size flags expand. So this will be like track X or like what do I want for this? I guess I'll just do this for now. So test. And then we'll have an animation player. And we need a camera. And so I think for now, what if we go slightly below? So that way, even if the thing goes right in front of us, actually, we need this to be then a little further away. No, this camera. Let's do like 50. Like 30. Okay. And the thing we're going to do is we're going to have this right out of our line of sight. That's fine enough. Okay, transform, create that, then do like -1. Oh, 1. It goes right in front of their eyes, which I did not want. That was the opposite of what I wanted. What if we go here? Yeah, like, what if we're, like, right here? How does the camera feel about this? Okay. A little better. Then let's go down, or let's go up. So then we're just going to go straight up from here. And this will be our current. It'll preview. And so now we can see it going in 2 separate directions. Forward and up. I failed to say the word up, but oh well. Okay, beautiful. We don't need to see that anymore. Because now, here, we do this. We do npc Razia dot eye track mesh instance, and then npc Sadok. And so now we go in. Oh, I did not realize they need ground. I guess easy enough. Well, that's horrors beyond my comprehension. Okay, so iris pink. So I see that this does not have that. There we go. Alright, also, I forgot to mention, I made the most fucked up peanut butter cookies in the entire world. We'll do that while I'm studying this. Because basically the, I'm getting like enraptured by them. But anyway. The thing that they... Okay, there are these 2 ingredient peanut butter cookies. So I looked up a recipe for those because I was hungry last night and had peanut butter. And the main ingredient that, like the other one, is maple syrup or honey. And I didn't have that. So I was like, well, I'll just make simple syrup out of sugar. And because that's pretty easy. All you have to do is like boil water and sugar. But I boiled it too long. So it was like that, it was like soft ball, like candy. So when I poured it into the, peanut butter, it instantly started solidifying. So now it's basically like cooked peanut butter with like tiny flakes of like Butterfinger cookies, since that's what they do for Butterfingers. So it's just melted sugar mixed with peanut butter. And it's fucked up, but they are pretty good. Because it's still peanut butter and sugar, so it's like there's not much that can go wrong with it. Though also, overcooked peanut butter does start to taste like really bad fried food because the peanut oil. But okay, I think what I'm going to do now, I'm also going to actually finish off. I have the last one with me. So I'm going to eat that while I do basically showing information on the eyes like the iris things and the positions and stuff, and then also making it so that I can tune these behaviors dynamically. So I will do that while I eat. I see here is this look distance needs to be different for the like inner and outer part of the eye. Because like in a perfect world, we would want the eye shape to dictate the exact like contour, so that way the pupil never leaves the bounds of the eye shape. I think that'd be an acceptable like way of doing it. But yeah, for all of them, that inner eye area is just Why exactly is that? Oh, it's probably because the eye distance. Okay, so what I should do is I should probably add the eye distance to the thing. Or add the eye distance to the, like, radius? I'm not sure exactly what I want. Because, like, what if we set look distance to 0? For example, for Razia's eyes. So that doesn't seem to help. Let's try this again. Okay, so that makes her eyes all fucked up, but it's equally fucked up on both sides because the eye radius makes her eyes go inward. It does not make her eyes respect the bounds of, like, the thing. And okay, it's disappointing to see that the eye distance thing. I think the big problem is that now I'm going to have to figure out how to make the left eye and right eye move independently when that is not a thing that the shader is designed for. I mean, I guess I can just make it designed for that. In fact, I'll just do that right now. Let's just do like left eye, right eye. In fact, we don't even need this. And that also means I need to figure out, so if X is positive, it is the left eye. If X is negative, it's the right eye. Don't need that. We're just gonna do, we got iris flip. So we don't need iris flip. Or I guess we do. Yeah, let's do if iris flip less than 0. So look is going to be iris offset. So this is not going to be that. We're just going to have a vec2 iris offset. Iris flip less than 0. Then left, else iris right. Okay, so then iris scale plus iris flip plus look, so we don't need look anymore. I think now what I need is... So now we're going to have a rather difficult journey. So what if we did 0.144 here? Interesting that these have chosen to not do anything. So 2 times iris scale times iris offset times iris flip 1. So I don't think we need this anymore. So what does this mean? Do we have to have the iris offset in here somewhere? Oh, do we have to have this iris rotate up here? Like if I did like this and then like plus iris rotate. Okay. I think that does that. So it's like if this is negative 0.144. Okay. So now basically we can have the left eye and right eye do separate things. And so what we basically do is we just assign iris left, iris right. And that means we don't need that. And we can just do iris left and iris right. And so now we have look reset left and look reset right. And these will just be 0.0 and 0.0. And look distance no longer exists. Look reset left equals iris left. Look reset right, as you might imagine, is iris right. Oh. So P plus equals look center, P plus equals look radii. So we no longer need this, because I think we're not going to do this. I think I'm not going to do that. I think we'll just have, I think we might not even have the look reset, and instead we'll just have the characters have some sort of natural forward direction. Oh wait, no, I guess that's kind of exactly what I have here. Because now, instead of doing this up here, what we're going to do is we're going to add it to, I think here. So like set I set A plus look reset left iris left, look reset right iris right, and then function I set vector 2 iris string. So I'm material set this to iris, iris. Okay. Oh, and then we need the delta. Okay. So now it should look kind of the same, except the eyes will not behave weirdly. Yeah, okay. Now they behave a bit more reasonably. There is still some issues with weird, like, frog-eyed looks, but I think that's because... Oh, that's because, by default, Sadak on the right, his eyes have not been properly set for this. So I think what I'm going to do now is I'll just have a default value for this. So by default, it's going to be like... What should it be? What's Razia's? Negative 0.144, positive 0.144. So let's just do that as like our go-to. Okay. Let's see this. So now they should hopefully... So the eyes now work independently, which will hopefully not look too weird. Because it seems like it's not going to be too bad. Okay, and then let's go to... back to proof of concept, maybe? So we'll need to have... Oh no! Jackie! Well, we'll fix her next. I forgot that Jackie also has the ability to track eyes. You know, we should probably put this just on the eye script. Or we should have just like a script for the eyes. You know, composition over inheritance. So how's everybody else's eyes doing? Oh, the default eye. Okay. I think because they all use the default eye material. So let's go into the game. Poor little frog-eyed Jackie. Okay, he looks good. So the next step will be, I think, first of all, making sure everybody's eye materials are properly orchestrated. Oh yeah, because I set the default. So, yeah, they should all have it by, like, yeah. So I think Jackie's are the only ones that are wrong. I wonder why. Is Jackie, different than others? I think what it might be is the player's eyes are, like, the player is in a different direction. Oh, wait, here. Shader param. So if we did 0.144 and then negative 0.144. Not quite. I think it's just Jackie's, okay, Jackie's eye centering is just, like, much more aggressive than the others. Let's do, like, 0.6. That seems about where it was. Okay, so that's the center of Jackie's eyes. Strange. And so, yeah, I think I want a thing here. Let's have that as like a thing that I can add to the node of like a little eyeball tracker thing. I think it's just in the base fem now. So I guess just the eye should have it. Something to add you here as like probably entities visual eye tracker. Let's call it eye contact. Extends spatial. Then all of this goes to here. And we could actually have... So this is now going to be us. And we're going to have export... No, or export material var I material. Actually, we should still have here like get node I material. And then export. So like on ready var eyes equals get node I node. And this here we will just do eyes dot track target. And that'll be function track. Okay. Oh, this should just be track. Once again. And this will just be us. And that means that we now just have to set the eyes to eye material. So whenever we do eye material, we can keep that there. So I guess whenever we refresh, we can just do this. So like I dot eye material equals eye material. Good enough. And this way, the player, the character, whatever, that should work there. And then when we go, actually, let's go back to here, make sure that works. Because then I can just slap this node onto the player, and whenever the player is talking, we also do this. Invalid set. So why are the eyes null? Get node, armature skeleton, head attach eyes on mum armature. So that means we need to go to mum. We need to go to this. You have the script, but you don't have the eyes. Strange how that works. Okay. I don't know why that was the case, but it would perhaps work now. I'm not sure why Razia's a hologram now. What exactly happened to Razia? Like, close everything. Why materials are all funky? Because her skin material's all normal. Oh, I see, I see. No, I don't see. I do see. That for some reason, the material overlay was applied to all of these. For no reason. Wait, why was this applied? This doesn't make any sense. Because that would have happened because Jackie's mom did something, but then why would that cause it to happen to the base scene? Well, her eyes aren't quite up to snuff. Let's go back to her. So she looks fine in here. Is it because the eye material is not local to scene? No, it is local to scene. So, like, she looks fine in here. Yeah, just slightly wrong. Slightly wall-eyed. I guess we can just do... Oh yeah, I forgot. We have the power. We can just see. Yeah, her eyes are set to 0. So why is that the case? Oh, what if we... Hang on. I know what it is. Maybe. When we do property... When we do the eye contact. Set get set eyes. So function... So I material equals M. Okay. So anytime we set the eye material, it does that, which I think was the issue. Okay, yeah. Nothing at the moment. And so yeah, I'd like more advanced things of like characters deliberately avoiding eye contact, characters doing things that are, I don't know, more interesting. But okay, now let's also have Jackie's eyes do the same thing. Because we have the power to do that. Base, mesh. So yeah, eye contact. Oh yeah, and this needs to have the correct direction. But okay, let's see if I can like... Yeah, so this needs to not be here. This needs to be rotated like this, I guess, to make sure that the eyes have the appropriate direction. And then what we can do is start dialogue. Oh wait, no, this is the wrong place for this. But we can have this, and then we can do like Jackie eyes. I guess her eyes aren't there, they're here. Well, let's save... Wait. What are these called? That makes sense. Well, I don't like it, though. Rename this. And I guess this could also be local to scene, just in case I have multiple jackies. And I don't know. We can multiplayer drop incoming. But okay, and then we go to the player. Function starts dialogue. Ooh, so we need let's go to the NPC. Let's have like function get eye contact. If body mesh, so if eyes in body mesh, return body.eyes, else return no. So if source dot get eyes, or so if source dot has method get eyes dot get eyes, if e let's do mesh dot eye track e, and then we can do just mesh dot eye track null. And that'll just go to base mesh. And we'll have like an onReady var eyes. Don't we have? I guess we don't have that. Oh, wait, no, we do have that. Hang on, I just realized. We literally have eyes here. Yeah, so we don't even need that. We can just do eyes.track there, and then eyes.track null. Okay. See this in action, and it'll be very powerful. And then the next thing would be head tracking. So, okay, so Jackie didn't do that. Why didn't she do that? Actually, we can just do this. Because if they're null, we just look forward. Okay, so let's check this. Who is our source? Shouldn't it be... So it's Razia. And so that should be... Oh, it's get eye contact. Yeah, let's... I guess that's a better name for it anyway. Okay. Let's skip-a-roo. Now Jackie does that. She does not quite, her eyes don't quite participate how I want them to. Because you can see that her, oh, I bet you Jackie's eyes are special. In the sense that, like, hang on, we need to... So, like, show debug. Where's that going to be? I guess it is in here, maybe, somewhere. Oh, it is here. Okay, this should be the last method. But also, I'm going to use the bathroom. I'll be back in a second. We're very close. I hear the world's faintest music. But okay. Wait, hang on. Have I been... I just realized I've been... Ah, well. Typing with the wrong place, or the keyboard in the wrong place. Oh, well. So we have outfit. I want to have the eyes do its own thing. So like function show debug box. And this will just get the dynamic character stuff. So like I keep eyes dot show debug. Okay. And so this gets us there. So I'd also like the player to do this. So that way I can understand what the player is doing. Show debug box. Wait, I could just do... I don't do that. Okay, say, oh, I also want this to show self radius. Okay. The next thing I want is the ability to, like... Hang on, let's do, I'm trying to figure out where I can put Jackie. Ah, well, that's fine. Oh, her left and right irises are already at the edge of where she can see. So that's why her eyes go to the right, and this one does not follow. And her eyes are still a little multiplied too much. So I think I should figure out the math on that, because I kind of dropped that line of logic. But okay, so I think for Jackie, we need maybe just different look radii. What I'll do first of all is let's talk like this. Or trying to figure out where would we best talk such that I can like see like, okay, so I think in both instances we need the eyes to be no, okay, so this one's going, so this one's like, oh wait, no, this is the right one, right? Wait, no. Did I fuck up the eyes? I think I fucked up the eyes. Like, just the name of them. Yeah, because if we go to, like, Razia, and if we go to her eye material, if we move the left iris... Okay. Just rename these. And then we swap the player's irises. So that means, we go here. Actually, let's close this. Go back to the player. See how eyes look. Okay, the eyes still look right. Go back to, like, proof of concept. So it's interesting to me that the player's eye material still seems right. Did I not set the shader correctly? Maybe it... Oh, maybe it just takes the order of and type of the fields and not the name? Because if we did, like, 1 here... Interesting. If we go to the base mesh, and then we do that... So we do, like, 1 on her right eye... What does this mean? Because I swapped around the order. And so, like, oh... It doesn't mean anything, because this is where we do iris right, iris left. Hang on. Iris left. There we are. And now we swap the signs here. Thank you for... 0 point. Oh wait, it's because it's a negative there. Well, it's not my fault, I'm dumb. And I think Razia is fine. She should be. This is like our default high material. Why are you broken? Invalid set eye material on base with value of type shader material. I disagree. Wait. What is this? What does this mean? So, okay, so that's fine. So the eyes here. Oh. I see. When I did that, I forgot to, like, make Sadok work. Okay, now we go back to the base mail and remove the material overlays. When did this happen? How did that happen? That's such a weird bug. Okay. Do his eyes seem fine? I think they do. Yeah, they seem normal. Do we have slight bloodshot? How much bloodshot could we get away with? Doesn't quite look right. Yeah, you can see it's not symmetrical anymore. I don't like that. Let's just put that in visual bugs for now. Eye bloodshot color is not metrical. Okay, so the real question is, how do we do the player's eyes? Because they seem to be specialized. I guess we could start with the radius. Or, actually, let's go to base. No, let's go to Blender. Oh, characters, Jackie, base mesh. Should be somewhere in here. There we are. Alright, so where are her eyes? Okay. So we can see... I think... Where is the center? I think what we can do to just make this easier for us... Just move the center of the eyes to the center. So I think, like, here is about where we want it to be. Interesting. Oh, I see, because she needs... Okay, hang on. Well, that was easy to solve. So I think we can start slowly pushing the player's eyes to be a bit less aggressive. And I think it'll be like a radius of like 0.9, 0.9. Thank you, Godot gods, for this. Thankfully, we can kind of fix it, except for the fact that this material didn't fucking work. Oh, right, because it's part of the outfit. Let's do coat, skin, rename this Jackie, skin, and then Jackie pants. Okay. Go to her eyes, because I know they have this now. And so we're going to do like 0.4. So that helps a little bit. Doesn't this, hang on, doesn't this have, I know, export vector 2, look radii. And so I'm going to say like 0.8, 0.9. Because I think they go pretty high up. Yes, let's try this. As long as it gets us reasonably close to what I want, which is just the eyes going in the correct direction. Okay, look at that. Downright emotive, downright looking at places. So now we can practically like have characters that look at each other. So the only issue is, like I said, they're still very aggressive about looking, like, she's not quite looking at her eyes. She's looking a little too far to the side. So the math is still wrong there. But we can at least have the logic done. Better eye tracking logic. Okay. So now back to our real challenge, which is, so there's several questions that I think I realize I have here. And so this can actually just be like our elliptical surface in the final version. So that clamping is correct, the normalization, etc. Do I need to have two separate positions for each eye? That would make sense. We would approximate the eyes as a sphere. And then basically we would take the, like, direction of the eye. To do a 2D thing, as we're doing it. So yeah, I definitely think this is the correct answer here. The main question is, do I have to then also have a separate position, like, I know where this is, but then I also need, like, the width of the eye, or the size of the eye relative to the position, like, to its center. So that way I can move the texture around at the correct location. You know, as if it were an actual, like, spherical surface. Because I guess a next best thing... No, I was about to say a next best thing would be to just draw a line from here to some hypothetical point off in God knows where, but then I just realized you can just draw a line from here to anywhere on the eye. Like, this doesn't mean anything. It's only having some position here and then some position here, and then you do with that. I'm lost in thoughts. I'm actually thinking about the future of, like, head tracking as well. And basically the idea of, like, basically head tracking will be a separate thing from eye tracking and separate from body tracking. So that way I can control each one independently, which will be useful for various, like, expressions, but that's neither here nor there, because the real question is, can I do this in a simpler way? Because currently the way that I do this is I have a linear... Basically, I take this fraction, and then I do some sort of arbitrary math with this. And it's kind of correct in the sense that... Let's try to understand what this would do that we would not want. So, like, if we have the triangle here, this gets us A over B. Then it's clamped to, like, normalized. So let's just call us, like, I don't know, hat. So I think really the question is if this increases linearly, what does that look like for this? Where, like, for example, let's go back over here. So we have, like, 0. That does basically what I'd like, which is, let's say this is our center. We would be right here. And, you know, this goes off to infinity. Actually, I'm realizing I don't think it does it this way. It does actually use the linear position, so yeah, we need 2 separate eye positions, And that means we need, let's go back to our eye track test. Let's see how this looks again. Actually, wait, can't I do... Oh, I can just do this. Oh, can I just do global.getWorld? Or like get tree.scene.getWorld? Okay, there we are. So they're not looking as good as I thought they would. Oh, it's because we don't need this anymore. Oh wait, no. We do need that. Okay. Delete her. Will the video game like work for me, please? We just need Rousey and Sadak back. And we don't need this. Or this. Because I've now realized my advanced technique, which is to just make the game work. Okay, now they look at the ball, and it'll look beautiful. And now I can do this, and this is extremely useful. Oh yeah, I was checking the math of it, of basically like... Things like, does it look like she's actually looking at the ball? And does it look like he's looking at the ball? I mean, because it's kind of close enough. Do I want to say this is good for now? Maybe I just tune the variables a little bit. Like fake it with a square root or something. But I mean, I don't know. I don't know. It gets the right location, like the right direction. What if we just did... like half the variable? Or like we multiply it by the radius before we do the thing. Let's go to eye track. What am I looking for? Genuinely, what am I looking for? Eye contact. So we have relative position, so if the relative position is 0, we return. I think we should not do this. We should do p is equal to something else. Zero. If this is greater than 0, and then relative position x, relative position y. I think we do look radii times this. So that way it's like a little constrained. Or a little more constrained, maybe. That seemed a little too much. Oh. That's why I left a little too much. Okay, so now it should be like 80% of the effect of what it was, unless, of course... Yeah, the main thing is the fact that there's no distance parameters means that, okay. What if we did look radii times look radii? And then we just keep multiplying it by look radii until it feels right. No, wait. I see what's happening here. I don't like how the vertical component was going away. I think it's mostly... Okay, that seems much better. And I like... It just gives the players more, like, agency and, like... Or, I don't know. More stuff. Yeah, it's just an obvious thing. Well, now her eyes are not quite... Hang on. Okay, so I think each eye is special. So let's do like export floats 0 to 1 or 0 to 2. Let's do like var effect equals 0.0. And then this will be effect times. And the player's eyeball effect is the video game. There it is. The very last thing. So yeah, you can see, I think her eyes are just... I think they're just looking past each other. I think that's the problem now. Okay, so let's just make 2 separate positions. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the X of this. Yeah, let's just have like an eye offset. Or like interpupillary distance or something instead of this stuff. So like var, let's say like 0.5 or 0.3 or something. This will be like 0.2. And it'll be like... We don't need this now. Because instead, the pupillary distance is going to be... Let's have a left offset. Var right equals... So these will now be look reset left, look reset right. And then we have left, right. And then if relative positions use that, left equals, or let's say center, a vector 2 of that. Oh, I see. And then we're going to do center right does this. So relative position is and we don't need this at all. Well, eventually we'll need it. So let's keep it, yeah, let's keep it there. Well, no, it doesn't do anything interesting. I'll figure that out independently, because I'm going to do head tracking next, so it'll be a long time before we do the full body tracking again. Relative position equals global transform affine inverse look target global transform. So that means that this is in our position, so we can do vector 3 dot right times like pupil distance. In fact, this will be left. Right times pupil distance. Oh, wait. I see. This will be like left 3 dot x, left 3 dot y. This will be right 3. And then left 3 will equal relative position plus vector 3 dot left times pupil distance. And as you might imagine, right 3 will be right times pupil distance. And this way I don't have to have two separate nodes, but we still get basically the same parameters here. So transform in vector 3, this will be origin then. There we are. Actually, I'm going to do this. There we go. Okay. So now, I think I should probably have figured out, what this actual distance is. But let's just go back to the eye track test, see how it feels. I mean, it looks like they're going kind of right. Though, admittedly, their eyes are kind of awkwardly, like independent of each other when things are really close. I think we need to move the camera to a new position. Okay, so let's check. So if I put this here, what is the actual distance that this is? And like, what is my radius? Okay, so it is about 0.04. Okay. So let's put that as our interpupillary, like our default interpupillary distance. Oh, I put 0.2. I put 0.2 as my interpupillary distance. Yeah, so we need this to be like 0.1 and 0.001. And like this can just go down to 0. Yeah, that seems a little more accurate. Like now the eyes aren't moving so like randomly. And then I think for Jackie, I guess we'll just do the same pupil distance by default. See how that feels. So like if we just do this, we're still not really... Well, we're kind of making eye contact. I think it's mainly the fact that they're flat planes and not actually spheres means that there's basically no way for us to accurately say, like, what is actually the direction the eyes should be looking. But, I mean, she's looking up. She's not really looking down that much, which is kind of strange. I think it must be because the eyes have such a low default interpupillary, like, radius. Let's maybe change that to be, like, maybe 0.6 both directions. Yeah, why are her eyes not doing any, like, vertical movement? Yeah, we can see, like, Jackie's eyes, they're going up pretty... Well, they're going up a little bit. These ones, though, they're going down a very small amount. Which I think is not what I feel. I guess it's because it's a matter of relative distance still. So there's going to be a lot more vertical component to it. So maybe we need to have, like... Oh, now I'm confused. Do I want to double the vertical component? I think it's also because... I'll do that more in head tracking. Like, head tracking is much more of a vertical thing anyway, because people don't really like looking up, or like looking down with just their eyes. Okay. So let's say that math is pretty solid. Because yeah, I think that was kind of the necessary step there. So like, let's say eyes have separate positions now. Okay, so I mean, let's just go into the game and see how it feels. Play around a little bit. And then next step will be head tracking, which I can do the, like, animations for at the very least. Yeah, he looks down at us a little bit. We look up at him. He's a tall guy. We're scared of him. We can see the fear in Jackie's face, the uncertainty. This man is nearly 6 feet tall. What a giant. Technically, Jackie is, I think, in Godot units 142 centimeters. Why is Jackie still walking? Let's just put in the bugs. Put in the bugs. Jackie's feet move when she idles. Okay. Where just I look. Alright. His eyes move a little bit. I don't know. I guess it is accurate. I'm still unsure about, like... One thing is that they seem to have way less vertical component to their looking than Jackie. Because Jackie, like, her eyes look good here. That's, like, the correct place for her to be. It just adds a lot of soul to it. I think what I should do next is make it so that Jackie looks at whatever she's interacting with, or going to interact with. In fact, we can do that right now. Let's go back to player. So, eyes.track. So we're going to do this in interactable. So find best interactable. If let's do this. Actually, let's do if not interactable. Or if and this. Else eyes.track null. Okay, let's see this in action. Look at that. Now she like looks at people when she was like, isn't that such a nice little thing? Admittedly, now it's opportunity for jank. Oh, these guys need eyes. Hang on. I think now little NPCs as well should have get eye. So if eyes in body, return body.eyes. Let's go to little man. Because we want the little man to have like a... So we have an attach for the hat, which goes to the neck. I guess I'll put position eyes, or like eye contact. And then on ready var eyes equals there we go. And now Jackie will make eye contact with the little guys too. And I'm trying to think, do I want to make eye contact with other things, like maybe little interactables like doors and things? Okay, so now we can see which person she's looking at. Yeah, it just adds a lot of, I mean, admittedly, her eyes do kind of, like, do that a little. Oh. I should probably make it so that her eye... I should probably make it so eyes are rectangular, actually. Yeah, because otherwise there's going to be so many problems. Actually, what if we did... What if we just made the y-coordinate of the eyes the average of the two? I think that'd be good enough. So left equals this, right equals that. Var center y equals left.y plus right.y divided by 2. Left.y equals center y. Dot y equals center y. Left and right eyes should always be aligned vertically. Okay. So now her eyes should not wibbly wobbly in a weird way, even when she's surrounded by funny little guys with their eyes at very low points. It's just such a nice, it's such a nice little bit of life. Her eyes are still, actually, hang on, did it not, like, apply? Oh, wait, I see, I see. We must do this, so we need to do this earlier, because we need to do it here. It's like if, I mean, let's just restrict, so like left equals left, right equals right, and function restrict p, vector 2, vector 2, return p times look radii, Okay. So now her eyes will not go crazy flip-floppy. If she's looking at extreme angles, her eyes might go a little beyond the borders that I have set for them, but that's okay. Because it's basically, it's still kind of like a soft, I don't know exactly. It is funny how her eyes like move at different speeds though. So are there any like stupid angles? Oh, I saw a little... Oh. That's a strange one. It's like the eyes like activate in a certain range. It's when we're behind him. What was that exactly? You could see her eyes like slightly go a little bit further apart. Yeah, you can see them just do that. What is the difference between tracking null and tracking here? So like update eyes. I see. Else. Left equals. Look, reset left. Right equals. Look, reset right. And then I think we don't have any of this here. We just have this here. Okay. I think this is correct. So now her eyes should not go slightly different. So yeah, there is the... I think what I just need to do is make that tween a bit faster. So this should be probably like 20. Yeah, now that seems like a natural like eyes darting speed. Yeah, you can see. She's like, look at that. Look at that little guy. You're a funny little guy. So many little funny little guys. Now I'm just like sitting here like basically just admiring my handiwork as usual. But okay, I'll say that's a slight adjustment. That's good. Commit AM. More adjustments and improvements to eyes. What else do I want to test here? I guess we could test, I mean, right now we can't talk to multiple characters at the same time. So, like, we can't have, like, switching between positions. Oh yeah, I should make sure that, like, talking to characters will do things properly. Let's wake up at 6 a.m. And this, I think when there is a thing, what do I want to do for an interactable here? Because now it's weird that she doesn't look at it. What if it's the median point between the prompt and the thing? I think that'd be good. Eye contact. Oh, but that's actually not a thing that we have though. I just realized. Player.tscn. Show prompt. So item show act prompt. I guess I can just do interactable. Just see how that feels. Okay, so that, I mean, that kind of does what I want, at least for this specific thing. Well, I'd actually prefer it looking a bit lower. Because now it's like she's looking at the prompt in the game world. Which is not quite what I want. Really drawn attention to like the non-diegetic elements of this game world. I mean, it is kind of interesting though. I think we should probably have it be minus like some offset. No, but then I'd have to have an the way that I do tracking. There's no way to just say track this position, it's track this object. I could just add like track this object and this offset, but then that's just complicated. I think it's funnier if Jackie just looks at the prompt instead of like the object. Oh, she's looking in a different position now. Elif. Actually, let's save this. If interactable, if this. Elif. This. Interactable dot. So we need a prompt here, or we need a wisp. Okay, so if it has a wisp, because every interactive should have the ability to like activate the wisp, I think. In interactable and dibble.wisp eyes.track. So now it tracks that instead of the thing, so that way you can see you're looking at the prompt rather than looking at the hinge of the door, which is what she was before, because that's like the logical place for the actual interaction to be, or like the origin point of the object so it can rotate. Who are you people? How did you all get in here? Okay, so the next steps would be head tracking. Also, eye tracking on the little guys would be nice, but I'm not going to bother with that until later, because they do their own thing. So main concern, quests are boring, no sauce, character animation, so that is part of this. Features. Where did I put this? April 1st? Eye tracking, yeah. And then, like, little man tracking, which I'll put, I think, after... I think we should do body tracking, or like simple rotate to player. And then also more sophisticated body tracking. And I'll put that as like a thing that I can do. So that's done. I think this is the next one that I want. And that would be basically, I'd have a generic turn animation. And then logic to turn if they want to. Basically, some characters should not turn to face the player. Oh yeah, and also there should be logic to turn back. Like, if a character is in a pose, like, doing something, like, let's say this guy is, like, leaning up against the wall. In that case, he should not then turn to face the player. Unless the player does something, in which case he might turn, like, the player says something that, like, actually he cares about. In which case, he'll turn around and look at you. Also, I forgot, I'm supposed to give these guys goatees. So that should be, like, the beards. Everybody in the game needs a beard. Even Jackie. And now she's like, I gotta worry about this guy. Yeah, admittedly, I know that I'm kind of just playing around, like, admiring the fact that the character now changes where her eyes are looking, but it is just a nice feature. It just makes the characters feel a lot more alive. Oh yeah, I was supposed to do things. Right, there's still stuff that's not done. Oh wait. Pictures of a machine. Do you know the big rock next to the wall into town? There's a lot of big rocks. It's behind this gas station, not the one right behind us, but further back next to the cliff. There's houses around it. At the top of the rocks is something. I'm not stealing for you, am I? Oh, come on, I don't want to get arrested for this. Alright. That's a perfect mission for us. We need to go to the big rock. A simple hop, skip, and a jump away. The player will have to come to terms with this maneuver. Thing. I gotta figure out, I guess, the other visual bug. Do I have it in here? I'll just put it in the bugs list. Items should say their display name when picked up. Admittedly, that means we have to query the file system to see if the object has a file, which is a bit annoying, but I guess not that bad. Because we'd have to, like, look for it eventually anyway. Use this thing. That's exactly it. Alright. Don't have a particular need. So I need to figure out... I need to make it so that these guys don't overlap with each other as well. Other bug. Oh, also, when Jackie is right below somebody, it should put some... What exactly do I want in this situation? Maybe y should multiply by x? No. Negative y. Or, like, clamped to y. Should divide x. See, I'm seeing here actually... The reason it's closer is because we need to multiply the x-coordinate by y. So I think what we do is left 3.x divided by left 3.y this. And then we do the same thing for right. Is that what I want exactly? No, that isn't what I want. Because what I want is, clamp. So left 3.y, so it should be 0. No, this should be min. Or like max of negative. What the hell should this be actually? I want the, like, magnitude. Absolute left 3.y plus 1. Or, there we go. So now, when we get on top of him, it should have... I was hoping that it would, like, lower the amount. Because, yeah, the X should get lower. Oh, because it's, maybe, like, 5 times this or something? So that way it actually gets lower? How do we make it so that this, like, works the way that I want it to? Is it even, like, is it even registering this? Maybe that's the issue. Oh, I know what it is. We need to move to the center. We aren't moving. We're doing exactly what I wanted here. The issue is that isn't, or we're doing exactly what I told the computer to do, but that's not what I want. What I want is to go toward the center as we're looking down. I think, yeah. Also, is this working? I guess it is. So I think what I actually should do is add this. So, like, plus absolute value of left 3.y. And what we can do then is tune this better. Yeah, so for example, for the right eye, we actually subtract this. So now we're looking a bit more down to the center. And then we'll do like 0.5 times this. And I'm seeing that this is now a pretty complicated operation here. Actually, wait, why are these... Oh, I see. Okay. Okay, so now it's just a little bit... Yeah. You can see that she's looking a little bit more down. And it feels just a bit more accurate. Though maybe a little bit... Maybe we can tune this down a little bit more. Yeah, that seems better. 'Cause, yeah, you can see that. Centering the eyes when looking down. Or when looking up. It's still strange to me that these guys have very little up and down movement in their eyes. I don't know what exactly that is. So, like, because I can do this here. So, the look radii. Is it because their eyes are in the wrong position? Like, is this eye node? No, that looks like it's in the correct direction. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's strange that it works so well for Jackie, but not so well for him. I don't know, it's just cute how Jackie looks up at people now. But okay, I guess that's all I need to do today. Or all I feel like doing today. Some more adjustments. And I guess tomorrow I'll do the, like, simple rotate to face the player. That'll be good. There'll be some pretty sophisticated logic, I think, with that. Well, I guess not that bad. Basically, like, is the character doing something where I don't want them to turn to the player? Alright, let's also close all this stuff before I, like, do any more work. Alright. I'm satisfied. Yeah, like I said, back tomorrow with more, like, dialogue looking at people's stuff. Little improvements that I think will add a lot to the game. But alright, see you later.